Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Stephanie from Lumeria Star, and today we are going to be doing part 3 of my decks leaving my collection series. So basically, if you did not see my other 2 videos, basically what I'm doing is I've gotten to a place in my tarot journey where I've just realized I have too many decks, and my intent was never to be a collector. I do love variety, which is why I have so many decks, but what I realized over the years is I don't need all of these. I really just want decks I work with frequently, I connect with, I know the reason I have it. So I'm really just kind of figuring out what that means and what decks need to stay, what decks need to be moved along. So I just thought it'd be fun to share the decks that are definitely leaving my collection. So just a disclaimer, all of these decks are amazing, which is why I got them to begin with. So basically anytime I get a deck, I'm really just trying to connect with it, work with it, see if it fits into my practice. Sometimes it does, and then it stays. And then sometimes I'm just like, you know what, this really isn't for me. So it's time to be passed on to someone else and find another loving home. So yeah, if you have any of these decks already, like this is no knock on the creator, the artist, anything like that. These decks are all so awesome. I just might not connect with it. I might be too overly saturated, like in that like niche or area, or like it's just falling flat for me. And again, that's not to say it won't do that for someone else. That might be a deck that other people really connect with, but for me, it's just not working. So with that being said, let's get started. So the first deck that is leaving my collection is the Nature Spirit Tarot. So this box and set is really beautiful. So it opens up like this, and I'll show you the book in a minute. I've only worked with this deck a few times, and the artwork is stunning. I think my problem is I just, as an individual, struggle with animal decks. So I want to connect with animal energy, but for some reason, and I love animals, so it's really weird. But when it comes to reading tarot or oracle, the messages they're really hard to come through for me. So that can be a game changer in regards to my practice. But this deck is really beautiful, and I believe it was an indie deck originally, the Nature Spirit Tarot, and then it was picked up mass market. This is the mass market edition. What's cool is it has an animal and a flower, and the guidebook is excellent. So I'm going to show that in a minute. Like, look how pretty this 10 of Cups is. Like, they're really gorgeous. I'm just struggling with animal decks in general, and so far, these are the backs too. And so far, the only animal deck I've been able to connect with is the Northern Animal Tarot. And I feel like it's because they're anthropomorphized, so they kind of look like humans, which is kind of like cheating. Like I don't have any true animal decks that I've been able to work with. And I don't know what that is, but it is what it is for right now. But this book is amazing. So it has like full like spreads. So like, for example, this is a hermit. We talk about the hermit, and then it shares what the animal is, which is the hermit thrush. And then it gives the like Latin name. It also includes the ginkgo tree and Solomon's seal, which I believe is an herb. So it really goes into detail of everything that's in the card. And it does that for the majors as well as an equal amount of information for the minors. So if you do love animals and do love learning about like flora, fauna, just this book is so good. And there's info in the back with some spreads. I've used this maybe 2 or 3 times, and then I just said, yeah, animal decks are hard for me, and that's okay. So this is pretty much in brand new condition. So this deck will be going. I hope it finds a new home for someone who is really excited or maybe already really connects with animal energy. So that one's going. And just a reminder to you all, so once I go through all these videos of decks leaving my collection, again, this is part 3. There's definitely going to be a part 4, maybe a part 5. I'm just kind of going through them in bunches. But once I have all the decks that I decided are leaving, they're all going to be for sale, and I'm giving Coven members over on my Patreon first dibs. That's like part of the benefits of being a Coven member. So I will be selling all of these decks to over on my Patreon first. Anything that is not spoken for there, I'll move to like probably like Instagram. Maybe I'll do like a live sale on my stories. I'll probably put them on my Poshmark account, which there's a link on my, I guess I can put the link on my YouTube. I don't have it here. I have it on my Instagram. And then I'll probably do like Facebook Marketplace and things like that. You can also, if there's a deck that like you really want and you can't find it anywhere, feel free to email me, stephgeiler@gmail.com. But again, I'm going to give first dibs to patrons and then we'll move from there. So that's just like a quick sidebar. Okay, so next deck leaving my collection, again, no surprise because it's animal themed, is the Animal Love Oracle cards. So again, this is gorgeous quality, and it has the magnetic closure box, which is such a joy. I feel like all decks need to do that. And this one, I didn't even take out of the plastic, as you can see. As soon as I got it, I realized, number one, it's too big for my hands. Like, I just prefer smaller cards. I've seen, so I'm not even gonna take it out because I want it like fresh for whoever gets it. But it is nice because some of the cards are landscape and some are portrait, but it does have the name of the animal, and then it has some keywords, which is nice for like jumping off points if we're using it with tarot. These are the backs, which are really pretty. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I'll show you the guidebook. Yeah, I'm just struggling to find an animal tarot and an animal oracle that will work for me. But the guidebook, again, is really great. So it has all of the animals in alphabetical order, so you can look it up. And then it also gives the keywords in like the glossary. And like, look at these illustrations. It's so sweet, this little like squirrel. So how to use it. This book, for those of you who like to smell books and paper, it smells really nice too. So each animal has like a little bit of like the color image, the keywords, your message, and then it also comes with affirmations, which I think is really nice. So these actually, because of the size, would work really great with like as altar cards. And yeah, it's just really great, and the artwork is so sweet and it's so nice. But like, again, I just struggle with animals. Like, look how cute these otters are. I love them. They're so cute. And this panda card, oh my gosh, with the flowers, the roses, that's really sweet. The rabbit, it's just so cute. But like, I don't know what it is with me and animal decks. They just, I don't know, they're hard for me, and that's okay. Maybe that's not part of my practice. Maybe it will be later, but right now I'm just not finding a deck that is like getting me excited or tapping into my intuition. So this deck is brand new, never even taken out of the little wrapper. So this deck will be finding a new home as well. So that's the Animal Love Oracle cards. All right, so the next deck leaving my collection is the Pure Magic Oracle. Now this deck, this is a rock pool deck. This deck is gorgeous, and I did use this for a little bit. I was using it for like 1-card pulls on my Instagram stories. It's really fun, and the artwork is stunning. I think for me, I just felt that they were a little too specific for like how I use Oracle. So like with tarot, I felt like it wasn't really connecting. I don't typically use decks in my magical practice per se, like spell work and things like that. I mean, this deck would also really be beautiful for altar cards too. And again, the artwork is just stunning. There are really great keywords too. Like, look at this, Ocean's Muse, so beautiful. Snakeskin, secret seances. Like, the artwork is beautiful. Hecate's Path, really lovely. But I'm not finding enough use for it. I can definitely use it if I decided to keep it, but again, I think I've mentioned to you all that like it doesn't really feel good for me to keep decks around and not use them that much. I really want decks that I can really get into and use quite a bit for multiple reasons. So yeah, as gorgeous as this one is, I do think it needs to find a new home, someone who will be really excited to use it more often. It does come with this really nice guidebook that fits in the box. And what I do like with this is, if you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the pages are like color coded. And I believe the cards are, yeah, they're organized by element. So let's see. So there's an earth element, air, fire, and water, which is really cool. So again, that's like great for like spell work and things like that. I just don't typically use my cards like that. So each one has a pretty large like full color. We have the keywords, we have our like info, our wisdom, and then there's also a magical hint and a spell. So like if you're really interested in like doing different spells like that, this deck is awesome. I just kind of do more like on the fly, like I kind of have the ones I already work with. So like I feel like this information is just like kind of lost on me. Like I haven't been doing any of the spells in here. But that being said, it's really, really unique. And I want someone to have this deck who's gonna like go through this and do all the spells in this. Like I think it's just so great. Yeah, so I've only used this a few times, so the deck is in great condition. These are the backs, which are also really beautiful, not gilded or edged or anything. I really love this artist. Who is the artist? It's said in the back of the book. Olivia Berkey from Switzerland. Love her artwork. I would love for her. I don't know if she does another tarot deck. I would love for her to do a tarot deck. But yeah, this one has to go. I'm just not getting enough use out of it. So that is the Pure Magic Oracle. All right, so the next one is the Malefique Lenormand by Needman. So again, this is a really cute Lenormand size, two-piece box with the little thumb hole cutouts. So this is by the Russian artist Needman. And basically, for those of you, you know Lenormand, like a horse is a horse is a horse. Like the artwork really isn't going to change the interpretation, but this one is really cool because the artwork is like dark and edgy, which usually is my thing. So when this actually came to me by way of the 9 of Earth subscription box, I was pretty excited to get it just because Lenormand is another system that I haven't quite connected with yet. I have like 2 Lenormand decks, but I don't really use them. So I thought maybe this one could be the one that like bridges the gap. These are the really pretty backs, and this is edged too in like a metallic black, if you can see that. So this artwork is gorgeous. It almost reminds me kind of like tattoo art, but again, it's got this really like dark and edgy twist to it. So if that is your aesthetic and either you already read Lenormand or you're interested in reading Lenormand, I think this would be a great place for you to start. It's so cool, but like number one, I've just realized dark and like edgy decks are some of my favorites, but I have so many in that category that I use for like October, November. I'm kind of oversaturated. And look at this, like haunted house, like that's cool. I'm already oversaturated in that area, and I'm just not a Lenormand girl yet, I guess. Look how cool she is. And this moon. I think Lenormand's definitely something I want to dig deeper into, but it's just, I guess it's not yet. I guess it's not yet. So I think this is a great deck, and I wanted to find a good and loving home. It does come with a little guidebook, which has, you know, it's got more like just the keywords, but I think that's really all you need in the beginning. And there are a couple little spreads in the back that you can play around with. And this was really never used, only kind of flipped through for I think the original walkthrough I did. So this is brand new and needs to find a new loving home. So that is the Malefique Lenormand. All right, so next on my list is the Archangel Fire Oracle. So this deck was gifted to me, and it comes in this like beautiful 2-piece box. So let's take these all out. So I will admit, I feel like angels are very similar to animal decks, where it's like I want to connect with them, but for some reason I'm struggling. Let me put this over to the side. So these are the really pretty backs. They're not edged or anything. So basically this has all of like different angels, and you can pull one, you can learn about their energy. The artwork is really cool. It's not necessarily my personal aesthetic, but this one is pretty. This is an angel when I was trying to connect with this deck, Jophiel. I was definitely connecting to her energy. But other than that, like I'm not sure what to do with angel energy. Probably similar to how I feel about animal decks. Like I don't know what to do with it. So like this is so beautiful, the one that was on the box, and then a lot of these are really beautiful. But perhaps in my practice, I'm not cutting off the idea that I may work with angel energy, but I just feel like where I am right now, it's just not the time. So, you know, I thought about saving these decks for when the time is right, and like, look how cool this is. When the time is right and I'm like ready to work with angel energy, but I'm like, you know what? Like, again, I don't want decks to sit around and collect dust. Like this is brand new. Look how badass she is. This deck is brand new. I've only flipped through it and just used it a handful of times. I'd rather it go to someone who can absolutely love it. And then should I want to return to connecting with angel energy, I can always, that's actually a really pretty card. I can always like get the deck again, find a new one, but it comes with this really great guidebook, nice and thick. And there is a lot of information in here. So like it was very informative for like the few, like here I opened up to the angel that I was kind of working with, Jophiel, and like there's information on like what she kind of like embodies and means. There's a message, how to meet them, a diamond fire alchemy, which is kind of like a meditation almost, like a guided meditation. So there is a lot of really great information in here, but I'm just struggling with angels. I don't think I'm ready for them yet, and that's okay. That's what I'm learning. So this deck is really pretty much brand new. Would love it to find a loving home, someone who either already works with angels or is curious about angel work and has the space and mental capacity in their practice to do so. So this one is leaving. This is the Archangel Fire Oracle. All right, so in the same vein of angel decks, this is another one that was gifted to me. I tried working with it for a bit. So I will admit that because it was gifted, the bag is just this like little satin bag. That's it. It didn't come with a box. It wasn't used though when the person gifted it to me, so it is brand new. So this is the Ascension Angel cards by Melanie Beckler. So again, these are angel energy, but because I actually thought I was going to work with these two together. That was my intention, because this is like kind of like the specific angel, and then this is more of like an energy, like more of like an oracle. So like you can see here, let me show you the backs, which are really cute, not edged or anything. So like your authentic vibration, infinite possibility, cut your cords. So this deck I felt like was really good for like one card pulls, like something to focus on for the day, like journaling prompts, overflow love, open up your psychic senses, connect with nature, relationship harmony. So this one was cool. I did actually work with a lot of these cards as journal prompts, because working with Oracle in my journal practice is pretty much one of my favorite ways to work with Oracle decks, is to use them as journal prompts. So yeah, like this one, I went through it once and then I was just like, okay, I think we're done here. But it was a lovely deck, and here is the book. And like, I didn't use it too much, so like the binding isn't even like cracked open. You can see it's still brand new. But if we see here, all the cards are listed in the table of contents, how to work with them, and then asking questions. Let me see if I can show you some spreads, and then the card meanings. So you basically get like a black and white version of the card, information. Some of them might have like a little invocation or prayer you can say, and like a little bit of like a divination meaning. So I felt like they were nice little jumping off points for journaling. But yeah, and it does come with like a free MP3 angel message. I didn't do that, but I'll include that in here if you would like that. So yeah, I just feel like angel energy is not really what I'm supposed to be working with right now. So these can go off to new homes. So if anyone is interested in some of these angel decks, if you're already into angels, these will be going as well. All right, so another deck leaving my collection. This was actually a prototype deck. So it doesn't come with like the box, I guess, that the original version did, but it's still all the cards, and the cardstock and like quality are great, but it does come in this like kind of like fold out box like this. So let me take this out. So you can see here, this is the Hero Rise Masculine Archetypes deck. So this is the pre-launch edition. This was sent to me. I thought it was really cool. And then you can get the guidebook here. So basically, this deck is awesome because I feel like in Tarot and Oracle, we see so much divine feminine energy, which is amazing, but sometimes decks really aren't balanced and we don't get that divine masculine energy. So when I was gifted this deck, I thought it was so cool. So like we have all different types of masculine archetypes: warrior, aggressor, charlatan, integration, hunter, lover, speaker, judge, lost dreamer, wizard, addict. So of course it goes into shadow too: coward, romantic, diplomat, call to change, know-it-all. And I feel like these are so relatable, and it really is such a cool deck if you're trying to explore the divine masculine or relationships you have with masculine people in your life. I just found that, and I wanted to keep this because I think there's so much great information here. Look at this, like father, sovereign, comedian. I think there's so much great information here. But again, number one, I don't have that many like male clients. I've definitely read for men or masculine energy people before, but I don't see enough use for this for me, other than like I think it's a great like resource and tool. But again, I don't really want to keep decks for that reason. And like, again, this does not shy away from shadow. We have deadbeat here. And the book is really fantastic. So we have our table of contents, and they are divided into different like sub archetypes. So warrior, and then under warrior, activist, athlete, hunter, soldier, aggressor, coward, and then like wizard, father, lover, sovereign, and then like the hero's journey. So like it's so cool. Understanding the archetypes. And even here it says like, who is this deck for? This deck can help anyone connect to masculine archetypes regardless of biology, gender identity, or sexual orientation. So it really is just a way to further explore the divine masculine. And we have like a spread here, working with the deck, some suggestions, more spreads. And then I want to show more spreads, and I want to show the cards. So like for the first card, warrior, it'll give you like a black and white image. There are keywords: dedication, action, determination. So challenges of the warrior, sadism, masochism, aggression, detachment, things to cultivate as a warrior, physical excursion, martial arts, activism. So sub-archetypes, activist, athlete, hunter, soldier, and shadow aspects, aggressor, and coward. So I think that's just so fantastic, so much information. And then it gives you more in-depth information on that archetype. So then we go into the rest of the cards. It's great. I feel like I haven't seen a deck like this out there. And I did read through this book, and I think it's fantastic. I just, again, am not finding like the use in my practice. And again, I thought about keeping it just for reference, but I do think someone has the potential to really love and use this deck. And maybe if you're doing some shadow work in regards to your masculine energy, this deck could be really potent and really powerful. So that is the Hero Rise Masculine Archetype deck. This is a pre-launch edition, and this one will be leaving my collection as well. Okay, so the last deck in this third video will be the Jean Dodal or Jean Dodal. I'm not even sure how you pronounce it. This is another Marseille deck by Artisan Tarot. So for anyone who is familiar with Artisan Tarot, they do reproduction decks of historic classic Marseille decks, and they do such an excellent job at keeping the integrity of the deck, but making it like really high quality, really modern. So this is a restoration of the 1701 edition, and this is a standard Marseille. And the reason I'm letting this one go is because their original Nicholas Conver reproduction is going to be my my study deck for Marseille. So I don't need more than one because I don't even read Marseille that often. So for me to keep more than one just feels like I'm keeping clutter. Like this is a gorgeous deck, and someone else who really wants to study Marseille, or if you're a lover of Marseille or just like historical decks, I would love to see someone just love this and give it all their attention. So you can see the colors are really beautiful. The line work is really crisp. They did such a nice job restoring this deck. The deck is a gorgeous linen finish, so it shuffles like a dream. It's super just luxurious. The backs are just lovely, black and white, really modern. Love the Death card. But yeah, it's definitely a traditional Marseille, as you can see. So we'll go through the majors and then our minors. So we've got the swords. And the color palette here, black, gold, like a light dusty blue, and a red. So we've got our swords. Oh, we still have our swords here. So our quartz, our wands. You can see the color continuity through the deck. And then our court cards for the wands. And then our cups. Our lovely Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, really beautiful, and our court cards, and then our pentacles. So this deck is stunning. It's brand new. I've only just flipped through it for review. This deck, I would love to find a new home. And I would keep it again, but I already am using their Nicholas Conver deck to be my my one and only like study deck for Marseille. So with that being said, let's take a look at all the decks leaving my collection in this video. So we have got the Animal Nature Spirit Tarot along with the Animal Love Oracle cards. I'm just not connecting with animal energy, I guess. We've got my Jean Dodal, the Malefique Lenormand. We've got the Hero Rise Masculine Archetype deck. We've got two angel decks, so the Archangel Fire Oracle and the Ascension Angel Oracle here. And then lastly, we have the Pure Magic Oracle cards. So that is part 3 of decks leaving my collection. Definitely comment down below. Do you have any of these decks? Do you love them? Are they your favorites? Have you passed them along? Are you interested in some of these? I'd love to hear what you all have to say. I just love hearing everyone's opinions. So this is part 3. Again, I will be, once I kind of go through all of my collection and figure out all the decks that are going, they're going to go for sale and first dibs on my Patreon first, and then I will be doing sales on Instagram and my Poshmark and Facebook Marketplace, or, you know, tarot groups as well. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of decks leaving my collection and my declutter experience, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.